Hi everyone. In last class we have solved many problems on ray of fish which were taken randomly. Okay. So again today we will go with the more problems which were again taken randomly. The first one, there is a fish and bird. Fish rising vertically up towards the surface of water with a speed 3 meter per second. The speed of fish is 3 meter per second. This is what 3 meter per second. Okay. So observe a bird diving vertically down towards it with a speed of 9 meter per second. Okay. So bird is observing the bird which is moving with 9 meters per second. That is what that 9 meters per second. Remember, bird is also moving, fish is also moving. That means that 9 meters per second is relative velocity of bird with respect to fish. That we have to remember here. They are asking what is the actual velocity of bird. Okay. So first we will write distance between these two. If I take distance between fish and bird as s equals to distance of fish from the surface is y dash and distance of bird from the surface is y. Okay. So these distances are seen by what? Seen by the fish. Okay. We are talking whatever we do calculation that is as seen by the fish. Okay. So yes, I will write. So y dash is what? Distance observed by the fish. Again it is fish is in water. So again this distance is also in water. So I will take this as y dash only plus. So this is the distance y seen by the fish, but it is seen into the air, but it is actually what it is there outside because fish is there outside in the air. So we have to write optical path of y. Okay. So we know that if t is the thickness, optical thickness is going to be what? N into t. So what we can write here is n into y. Okay. This is what the distance we got. Now differentiate this. So ds by dt equals to dy dash by dt plus n into dy by dt. Okay. So this is what relative velocity. So relative velocity v equals to, this is what velocity of fish plus n into velocity of bird. What they are asking, the actual velocity of bird they are asking. So we want vb. So relative velocity is 9 meter per second equals to, this is what 3 plus n for water is what? 1.3. 1.3 I can write it as 4 by 3. So into vb. Okay. So what you can write? 4 by 3 vb equals to 6. This will be 9 minus 3. So vb equals to 3 by 4 into 6. Okay. So this is going to be what you can write? 3 by 2 into 3. Okay. So this is going to be 9 by 2. 9 by 2 means 4.5 meter per second. Okay. So 4.5 meter per second is the velocity of bird. Actual velocity, not seen by the fish. Actual velocity outside. Okay. So this is not going to be your answer. So next problem, a glass prism of refractive index 1.5 is dipped in a water. So refractive index 1.33 as shown in the figure. So light ray is incident normally on the surface AB. It reaches the surface BC after totally reflected. If so, they are asking when it will be reflected. Okay, we have to use the condition for that one. So if that is so this is possible if and only if this is equals to or more than critical angle. So what this angle will become? This is theta, this is 90, this will become 90 minus theta. So this will also become what? Theta. Okay. So here refractive index I will take it as here it is 1.33 and this is 1.5. Okay. Or I can take this as n1, this as n2. Okay. So now we know that critical angle sin C equals to what you can write? You can write it as 1 divided by refractive index of first medium with respect to second medium. Okay. So refractive index of first medium with respect to second medium. So this I can write it as 1 divided by n1 by n2. Okay. So I can write it as n1 by n2. So this is what sin C So N2 what they are given, N2 they are given 1.33, that is 4 by 3 whole divided by N1 they are given 1.5, that means 3 by 2. So this is going to be 8 by 4. So sorry, 8 by 9. So this is what sine C. Okay. So that means theta. So theta is equals to sine inverse of 8 by 9. So it reaches the surface BC after totally reflected, if they are asking. So if they are saying if means, so condition will be like theta should be greater than sine inverse of 8 by 9. Okay. So this is what going to be your answer. Okay. So based on the options given, you can understand which should be your answer. If answer is there theta equals to sine inverse of 8 by 9 also, then theta should be greater than sine inverse of 8 by 9 also, then we should go with sine inverse of 8 by 9. So theta should be greater than this one. Okay. So if it is equal, then it just graces, it may not come outside. Okay. So not inside. So this is what they answer. So next problem, they have given this structure. They are asking the maximum value of d by r. From here to here, this is what d they have given, and this distance radius they have given it as r. They are asking what is the maximum value of d by r. They are asking about ratio of d by r. Okay. So now, then with what condition? With the condition that the ray should come out from the B surface. If a light ray enters A, it should come outside. Okay. So when it should come outside, if it will come if and only if this angle, if I take this angle as theta, if it is less than critical angle, so what will happen? Ray will go outside. But we don't want that one. At least it should come here. Okay. So if that is the condition, your theta should be what? Your sine theta should be equals to what? It should be equals to 1 divided by n. Okay. So they are saying it is a glass one, made up of glass of refractive 1.5. So you can write it as sine theta equals to 1 divided by 1.5. 1.5 means you can write it as 3 by 2. Okay. Or you can write it as 2 by 3. Okay. So sine theta equals to 2 by 3. Now, what is sine theta? From here to here it is r. Okay. So from here to here, this is nothing but width. Okay. So this is going to d. So total it will become what? This will become r plus d, and this will become what? This is what? R. So this is going to be a triangle. Okay. So now take sine theta. So sine theta is opposite divided by hypotenuse. So r divided by r plus d. So I will write r divided by r plus d equals to 2 by 3. Okay. So now what you can write? 3r equals to 2r plus 2d. So you will get it as r equals to 2d. So what they are asking? They are asking d by r ratio. So take dr on this side. So d by r equals to 1 by 2. So this is what going to be your answer. The maximum ratio is equal of d by r is equals to 1 by 2 or 1:2. So next one side of glass slab is silver as shown in the figure. A ray of light is incident on the other side at an angle of 45. So here it is silver. Here it is silver. Okay. So angle of incidence is 45. The refractive index of glass is given as 1.5. The deviation of ray of light from its initial path when it comes out of the glass slab, they are asking. Okay. So first we have to check, since it is moving from real to denser, no need to check. So what you can do here is first you find the r here, means a ray of light will come here. So it is moving from rare to denser, means it will deviate towards the normal. Okay. So again from here, so it will reflect because this is what silver. So here what will happen? It will bend away from the normal. Okay. So if this is 45, you take this as r. So write 1 sine 45 equals to, I am applying Snell's law. So here it is n. N means what? 3 by 2 it is. 1.5 is 3 by 2 sine r. Okay. So 45, sine 45 is 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2. So this will take on this side. So 2 by 3 equals to sine r. So sine r equals to what you will get? You will get it as sine r equals to root 2 by 3. Okay. Now if this is r, this is also going to be r. Okay. If that is r, this is also going to be r, means angle of incidence equals to angle of reflection. If this is r, so this is also going to be what? R. Okay. Now apply Snell's law at this surface. What you can write? 3 by 2 sine r equals to, here angle of emergence you can take it as 1 sine e. Okay. So now 3 by 2 sine r root 2 by 3 equals to sine e. So 3 will get cancelled. So this will become what? This will become 1 by root 2. So 1 by root 2 equals to sine e. So e equals to what? E equals to again 45 degree. So this angle is going to be 45 degree. Okay. Now what they are asking is, they are asking what is the deviation. So if I take this ray here, this is what the, I will take parallel ray. This is what it's this is what the incident is. Okay. So it is deviated by this much. Now you can see here, if angle of incidence is 45, this is also going to be 45. Okay. If that is 45, this is also 45, and if this is 45, this is also going to be 45. So how much ray is deviated? Ray is deviated by 45 plus 45, 90 degree. Okay. So this is what your answer. Deviation equals to 180 minus 90. So equals to 90 degrees. What your deviation of the ray. Okay. So next question, a prism having an apex angle is angle of prism 4 degree and refractive index 1.5. Okay, its refractive index is what? 1.5. Located in front of a vertical plane mirror. Okay, so this is what mirror is there. Here a mirror is there. So as shown here, through what angle or total angle is the ray deviated after reflection from mirror? What they are asking is, here it will take refraction, again it will get reflect. So after reflection, what is the deviation they are asking? Okay. Now first we will do refraction over here. So this is so perpendicular, means without deviation it will go. So it will come in. Okay. So now this is what the going to be normal. Okay. So we should draw it properly. See here. This is 90 degree and this is 4 degree. So what angle this is going to be? This angle is going to be how much? This is going to be around some 86 angle. Okay. So if that is 86 angle, so what is this angle of incident? So this angle of incidence here is going to be 4 degree. Okay. It is going to be 4 degree. Yes, correct. Okay. Now if angle of prism is 4 degree means, apex angle is 4 degree means, this is going to be what? This is going to be a what you can say, this is going to be a thin prism. For thin prism, deviation is what? Deviation is a into n minus 1. Okay. So if prism is not there, ray must have traveled here only. Okay. Now prism is there, so it will not go in that direction. So I can take it as okay. Now what is the deviation? How much it is deviated? Deviation is 4 degree into 1.5 minus 1. So this is what? 4 into 0.5. 4 into 0.5 is what? 2. So 2 degree is the what? Deviation. So ray will get deviated by 2 degree. So a ray will come here. This is what? Going to be 2 degree. Okay. Now if that is the deviation, so if that is 2 degree, here also it is going to be 2 degree, so it will get reflected. This is also going to be what? 2 degree. Okay. Now what will happen? If mirror is not there, ray must have gone here. Okay. So how much deviation is there? If it returned, deviation will be what? 180. But if this is the incident, if it returned like this, so deviation is what? Deviation is going to be 180, but it is not returning parallelly. It is returning little deviated like this. Okay. So how much it is deviated? it is deviated, means angle of reflection is what, 2 degrees. So this is deviated by 2 degree. That means so we have to subtract 2 degree in that one, means it is deviated by 2. So deviation is 180 minus 2 degrees. So deviation is going to be 178 degree. Okay. So next question. A distance between a convex lens and plane mirror is 10 centimeter. They are given this. This is what mirror. So they are given distance between these two is 10 centimeter. The parallel rays incident on the convex lens. So parallel rays incident on the convex lens. Okay. Take this as parallel rays. Okay. Now, after reflection from the mirror, form the image at the optical center of the lens. Okay, so this will deviate because of the mirror. Okay, sorry, because of lens. What they are saying, after reflection, it will form image at the what? It will form image at the optical center. Okay, this is what optical center. So this is what the situation they are given. What they are asking is focal length of lens. Focal length of lens they are asking. Okay. Now very simple. If parallel beam of light is coming, means where the refracted ray will cross the principal axis. Suppose if you extend this principal axis here, so where it will cross? It will cross somewhere here. Okay. So where it will cross? It will cross at principal focus. Okay. So this is what principal focus. Since mirror is there, it is not going, so it will be reflected back. Now they are asking focal length. This total is what focal length, from here to here. This is what going to be focal length. Now easily you can get the focal length. From here to here it is 10. Okay, this is what image. For this image, this is going to be object. So for the plane mirror, object distance equals to image distance. So here also it is what? Here also it is 10. So what is the focal length then? So focal length is going to be, so 10 plus 10, 20 centimeter. This is what going to be your answer. So next question. The figure is showing figure here, a convergent lens placed inside a cell filled with the liquid. The lens has a focal length of 20 centimeter and this lens is having focal length of 20 centimeter and refractive index 1.5. Okay, its refractive index is 1.5. If liquid has refractive index 1.6, liquid has refractive index 1.6, means more denser than this one. Okay, find the focal length of system. They are asking focal length of system, whether it acts as a convergent or divergent. We have to find focal length also. Okay, now for that, first we will find radius of curvature. Because we have three lenses, we can apply this formula: 1 by f equals to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2 plus 1 by f3. Okay, so now we know focal length of this lens, but we don't know focal length of these two liquids. Okay, so for that we want radius of curvature. This radius of curvature we want. So for that, to find radius of curvature, we know that what we can write is 1 by f equals to, so n minus 1, 1 by r minus of 1 by minus r. For that lens I am writing. So this is going to be 1 by f equals to 2n minus 1 divided by r. Okay, so you can find r easily here. So r equals to 2 into 1.5 minus 1.5 into what? F is, f they are given as 20. Okay, so this is going to be 1. So 20 centimeter is what going to be radius of curvature. Now find focal length of this lens. This is a little plano concave lens. Now here radius is r equals to 20. Okay, now find 1 by f equals to, so n minus 1, 1.6 minus 1 into r1 is what? Plane, so it is going to be infinite, minus r2 is what? 20. Okay, r2 is 20 in the sense plus 20. Okay, 1 by 20. So 1 by f equals to 0.6 minus divided by 20. Okay, so can you write it as minus 6 divided by, so 200. So I can write it as minus 3 by 100 also. Okay, so this is what going to be 1 by F1. So like that, F2 is, so already we know F2 is what? F2 is 20. This is what F2. I will take this as F1, this as F2, this as F3. Similarly, now for F3, 1 by F3 is equals to 1.6 minus 1 by R1 is what? R1 is 20. Now radius of curvature on this side, okay? So I am talking about this length. Now R is here. So minus 20, it is going to this side, means minus 20 minus 1 by infinite. So this is what again 0.6 into minus 1 by 20. So total it is going to be again minus 3 by 100. Okay. Now substitute these values. So 1 by F equals to 1 by F1 is what? 1 by F1 is minus 3 by 100 plus F2 is 20. So 1 by 20 again minus 3 by 100. Okay, so 1 by F is equals to 1 by 20 minus, so what you can write, minus 6 divided by 100. 100 or 200? 100 is going to, okay. So now 1 by F is equals to, so what you can write, so 5 minus 6 divided by 100, so this is going to minus 1 by 100. So what you will get, F equals to minus 100 centimeter. That means the system acts as the diverging length of focal length minus 100 centimeter. So next question. Only question looks like complicated, but what they ask finally is a very simple thing. What they have given? They have given a dumbbell of say total length 30 centimeter and refractive index of this material is 1.5. Radius they have given, radius of curvature they have given it as 3 centimeter. Find the position of image formed due to refraction at one end. Only one end there. So I will take this as one end. They are asking position of image formed by refraction at one end. So when the object is situated 12 centimeter from the end of dumbbell along the axis. So object is going to be here at 12 centimeter. Okay. They are asking the image distance. Very simple. We can apply the formula of what you can spherical surfaces. Okay. So that is n2 by v minus n1 by u equals to n2 minus n1 divided by r. So n2 is what? 1.5 by v minus, means a ray of light will go. So it may form image somewhere here. Okay. So n1 is 1 divided by u. U is going to be minus 12. So minus 12 is equals to n2 minus n 1.5 minus 1 divided by r is 3. So 1.5 by v plus 1 by 12 equals to 0.5 by 3. 0.5 by 3, can I write it as 1 by 6? So I can write it as 1 by 6. Okay. So now 1.5 by v equals to 1 by 6 minus 1 by 12. Okay. So this is going to be what you will get again 1 by 12 only, 1.5 by v. So v equals to 12 into 1.5. 1.5 can you write it as 3 by 2. So this is going to be 6. So 18 centimeter. So this distance, image distance is going to be 18 centimeter. Okay. Okay, next question. When light is incident on a thin lens as shown in the figure, they have given the lens. What condition they have given is has same radius of curvature for both these surfaces. Determine the focal length of this system. They are asking to determine focal length of this system. Okay. So I will take a principal axis here. Mu1, mu2, mu3 are the what refractive indices. Okay. Now, if at first surface, if light is coming from infinite, it will deviate from rarer to denser, means it will deviate towards normal since it is a convex. So what will happen? They will deviate like here. Okay. So it will be somewhere here. If this surface is not there, it must have come here. Okay. I will call it as I dash. Okay. But there is one more surface, but it is concave. Okay. So it will deviate away from the normal. So what will happen? Now it will come here somewhere. Okay. So this is what your actual image. Now apply the spherical surface formula for first surface. So for first surface, what you can write? You can write it as mu2 divided by v. V is what? This is what going to be v. This you can take it as v dash. Okay. So phi dash minus mu1 divided by infinity is equals to mu2 minus mu1 divided by r. Okay, so this is going to be 0, this is going to be 0, so call this as equation number 1. Now think for second surface. For second surface, this is going to be object distance. Okay, image distance, I is going to be image distance from here to here. But what is this distance? If you take this as whole length, when parallel ray of light incident, that will converge where? It will converge where its focus or principal focus is there. That means this distance is going to be focal length of combination. Okay, so apply this formula again. So medium where image is there is mu3 divided by focal length f minus mu2 divided by, this is going to be object now. Okay, so mu2 divided by v dash equals to mu3 minus mu2 divided by r. This is what equation number 2. Add 1 and 2. This is for 0, this is plus mu2 by v dash, this is minus mu2 by v dash. So these two will get cancelled. So what remains is mu3 by f equals to, so this minus this, what you can write. So mu3 minus mu2 plus mu2 will go, so minus mu1. We are adding, not subtraction. So divided by r. So f equals to mu3 r divided by mu3 minus mu1. Okay. So this is what going to be your answer. Okay. So next problem. A ray of light incident normally on one of the faces of prism. Normally means this is going to be 90 degree. One of the faces of prism of apex angle 30. Apex angle means angle of prism. This is what 30 degree. And refractive index of prism is √2. What they are asking is the angle of deviation of rays. So after passing through the prism, they are asking what is the deviation. Okay. Now you can take care of normal. If this is 90, this is also going to be 90, 90, 30. So this is going to be 60. If that is 60, angle of incident is what? Angle of incident is 30. Okay. So obviously they will deviate away from the normal. So what you can write it here like this. So deviation going to be here. So this is going to be what? You have to find angle of refraction. Apply Snell's law. So first medium is √2 sine 30 equals to outside is 1. So sine r. Okay. So √2 sine 30 is what? Sine 30 is 1 by 2 equals to sine r. So this will become 1 by √2 equals to sine r. So r equals to what? R equals to 45 degree. Okay. So what is the deviation here? R is greater than I, or ray of light is traveling from denser to rarer. If ray of light traveling from denser to rarer, deviation is what? Deviation is r minus r. Okay. So r is 45 degree, I is 30 degree. So deviation is going to be what? Deviation is going to be 15 degree. Okay. So now next problem. A given ray of light suffers minimum deviation in equilateral prism P. Okay. So think that these two prisms are not there, only P prism is there. They say there is a minimum deviation. So it will come here, then again it will come here. So this is what going to be your deviation. Okay. So some deviation is there. So after this prism, what they are asking? Additional prism Q and R of identical shape and of same material as P are now added as shown in the figure. Okay. So Q and R are going to be added like this. Remember, the same material means its refractiveness, and refractiveness R all are same. So what they are asking, the ray will suffer. So options are greater deviation, no deviation, same deviation as before, total internal reflection. Okay, very simple. No need to apply any formula or anything here. Same material means this is, if you extend this one, this is going to be what? This is going to be a prism. Okay, this is going to be a prism as same as P. It is not a new prism because materials are same. Means it is going to be a prism as initial one. Okay, if prism is same, so deviation is also what? Deviation is also going to be same. So how much deviation has taken for this prism? The same deviation will be taken for what? Will be taken for total this prism, because refractive index are same. So what will be our answer? Our answer will be same deviation as before. Okay. So next question, if the focal length of magnifier is 5 cm, so they are taking one magnifier, means just a convex lens. Okay. So of focal length they are saying 5 cm. Okay. So focal length is 5 cm. What they are asking, the power of lens. So that is too simple. The first one is they are asking the power of lens. So power is what? Power is 1 by f, but f should be in what? F should be in meter. So 1 divided by 5 into 10 to power minus 2. So that is going to be 100 by 5. So power is what? Power is 20 diopter. Okay. Diopter. So this is what the first one. Second B question. The magnifying power of lens for relaxed and strained eyes. They are asking magnifying power for relaxed and strained eyes. Relaxed eyes means image should be what? Image should be at infinite distance. So image should be at infinite distance means the magnifying power is what? Relaxed eyes means it is the what we can say minimum what you are magnifying for. So you can write it as simply D divided by F. Okay. Before last class we have discussed this one. So D is what? D is 25 centimeter for human being. So divided by focal length. Now we have to take centimeter only, not meter. Okay. So this is what going to be 5. Okay. Then for stretched or strained, for strained eyes, M equals to 1 plus D by F. Okay. That is 1 plus 5 is going to be 6. Okay. This is what the simple questions on simple microscope. So next question, a man with normal near point reads a book. Normal near point D equals to what? 25 centimeter. Reads a book with a small print using a magnifying lens. They are using magnifying lens of focal length 5 centimeter. Okay. So they are using a magnifying lens. Just a convex lens of focal length, say 5 centimeter. What is the closest and farthest distance at which he can read the book when viewing through the magnifying glass? Remember, try to understand question properly. They are asking the object distance, means where you can what is the position of books at the closest and furthest distance. For closest means image should form at what? Closest means image should form at P equals to D. Means at least distance of distinction, that is going to be minus D. So that is going to be minus 25 centimeter. Okay. So now find the object distance. 1 by V minus 1 by U equals to 1 by F. So V is what? Minus 25 minus 1 by U equals to 1 by 5. So minus 1 by U equals to 1 by 5 plus 1 by 25. So this is going to be 6 divided by 25. So U equals to minus 25 by 6. So this is going to be, so it is 4.1, 4.16. Okay. So this is what going to be object distance for closest. Okay. So for farthest means the image distance is what? For farthest. For farthest image distance we should be at what? Infinite. So you have to find the U. So 1 by infinite minus 1 by U equals to 1 by F. So minus 1 by U equals to 1 by 5. So U equals to minus 5 centimeter. That is what the farthest place where you can place your book so that you can read it easily. And this is minus 4.16 is what it is going to be a closest position of book where you can hold it. Okay. So next problem is, I think it is on the compound microscope. So now you will understand why I have derived all the steps of the formula in getting the magnifying power, because any step may help you to solve the problems. Okay. So they are saying compound microscope, the object is 1 centimeter from objective lens. If suppose this is your compound microscope, this is what eye lens, this is what objective lens. Okay, from here it is there at 1 centimeter distance. Okay, that means u naught is equal to 1 centimeter. Now what they are saying, the lenses are 30 centimeter apart from here to here, that is n equals to 30 centimeter apart. Intermediate image is 5 centimeter from eyepiece. So intermediate image will form here. Okay. So final image will form here. So this intermediate image from the eye lens is what? 5 centimeter. That means UE is equals to what? 5 centimeter. What they are asking? They are asking magnification produced. So select magnification produced as minus V naught by U naught into D by UE. You can check this in the derivation. It is there in the very next step of beginning of the derivation for magnifying power of compound microscope. So for that we have V naught, sorry, U naught is there, UE is there, D is also there. Only thing is V naught. So V naught, this is what going to be V naught. Okay. Can you write V naught as L minus UE? Okay, so L is 30 minus 5, this is going to be 25. So you can substitute here, minus V naught is 25 divided by U naught. U naught you can take it as 1 centimeter multiplied by, so D is going to be 25. So whole divided by UE is going to be 5. Okay. So D is also minus and this is also minus, so it will get cancelled. So here minus 25. If you consider, you can get minus. Otherwise, no problem. So if you take this as minus, it will become plus. Okay. So 25 into 25 divided by 5. So this 5 will go. So what remains is 125. So this is what magnifying power for the compound microscope. If you do not consider sign conventions, you will get negative also, no problem.